Can anybody challenge Louis Bielle-Biarrey for the World Player of the Year this year? Well, I think there might just be a few guys, one guy from the Northern Hemisphere and 3 guys from the Southern Hemisphere that really have a chance of doing it. Now, I'm not saying they will do it. I think Louis Bielle-Biarrey is firmly the favorite for the World Player of the Year, and they could pretty much just give him the World Player of the Year right now, and I wouldn't be mad about it. But there are some guys that I think might just put up a challenge and really put up their hands to try challenge him for that World Player of the Year. First of all, before talking about these guys, I just want to talk about Louis Bielle-Biarrey for a bit. 23 years old. Broke the record for the most tries in a Six Nations, playing some incredible rugby for France and for Bordeaux. But the World Player of the Year isn't decided by club form. It's decided by international form. That's the one key difference in this. So what you do see from him at club level, they will take that into consideration. But what he does at international level is what they take mostly into consideration. And that kind of has the highest kind of percentage towards your criteria for being selected. But Louis Bielle-Biarrey's been absolutely awesome recently. 23 years young, not even really in his prime yet, and there's a few guys on this list that I'm going to be mentioning that aren't even in their prime years yet, so it's very exciting. The future of world rugby is already here. It's not just going to be exciting in the few years, it's already here, and it's already extremely exciting, and I cannot wait. But before we do get into it, guys, if you do enjoy the content, please don't forget to like and subscribe to help the channel grow. I really do appreciate all the support, and please feel free to leave your comments and thoughts down below. I appreciate all the comments and all the support, and I just can't wait for all the rugby that lies ahead this year. Champions Cup playoffs, URC playoffs, Challenge Cup playoffs, international rugby, and for the international games we'll be doing player ratings for most teams, who should they pick, and a lot of other stuff as well. So if you do enjoy that type of content, please hang around and subscribe to the channel. Starting off on this list, I'm going with a guy that's not so young anymore, but he's kind of made his way burst his way onto the scene over the last few years. I'm going for Stuart McCloskey. He had an absolutely phenomenal Six Nations, and to be honest, he was my pick for the Player of the Six Nations, and I don't think anybody would be mad if he did get the Player of the Six Nations, because that's just how good he was, especially that England game and some of the other games as well. He was absolutely phenomenal. His stats, he led most of the stats in the Six Nations on both sides of the ball, on attack and defense. Obviously not tries scored, but try assists, carries, carry meters, carrying collisions, dominant collisions, a lot of different stats. He was leading most of the stats for Ireland and throughout the tournament as well. So he is definitely a guy, I think, if he can keep playing international rugby, if he can just stay healthy right now and carry on playing the way he is, he could honestly be a guy from the Northern Hemisphere that can firmly challenge Louis Bielle-Biarrey for the World Player of the Year, because you have to remember that the World Player of the Year is only chosen based on their international form. They do take their club form into consideration, but if you think there's a lot of guys playing in Japan, maybe in some other leagues as well, that once it does get to that international level and they are all kind of on the same page at the same level, then you can really see who is playing the best. So they do take the club games into consideration, but the kind of main thing for the criteria is the international games, which is why I do believe if Stuart McCloskey can keep up this form, especially in the green jersey for Ireland, he really does have a chance to kind of beat Louis Bielle-Biarrey for the World Player of the Year. Moving on to the Southern Hemisphere guys. Now, I was shocked when I found out just how young some of these guys are, but I'm starting off with a Wallaby guy right now, a guy that plays on the wing. He plays for the Waratahs. I'm going for Max Jorgensen, 21 years old. He's been playing international rugby for a while now, so I was absolutely shocked when I figured out he was only 21 years old. He is turning 22 this year, but that is still extremely young. Finished high school a few years ago, and to be honest, I thought he was about 26 or 27, because he's been playing international rugby now for 2 years already, which is a lot of rugby for a guy that young. So for me, he is definitely a clear candidate to try challenge Louis Bielle-Biarrey for that World Player of the Year. And once again, I'd have to say, they still have a steep mountain to climb. This isn't me saying that I think they are going to beat Louis Bielle-Biarrey for World Player of the Year. Right now, I think Louis Bielle-Biarrey is firmly the favorite and deserves it right now. But I think these are just the guys that possibly have a chance, but with a massive, steep uphill climb. They have to play some incredible rugby, some of the best rugby of their lives to even get close. But these are just the guys that I think maybe have a chance of doing it this year. Max Jorgensen's been stepping guys in a phone booth, scoring and finishing some incredible tries for the Waratahs. He's been doing it for the Wallabies as well. He did play fullback last year for the Wallabies for a little bit because they had a lot of injuries, but his best position is on the left wing. He is such a phenomenal left wing. The way this guy finishes tries is absolutely unheard of. And I think he is one of those guys, he's really good in the close contact situations where Louis Bielle-Biarrey, give him space and let him go, and you'll absolutely outpace every single person on the field. I do think Max Jorgensen has a lot of pace as well, and I think that foot race would be a really fun one to watch. But I obviously do think that Max Jorgensen has a really good chance of at least being nominated for a World Player of the Year this year. 21 years old, but playing as if he's been in international rugby for many years now. He is such an exciting player, and I think he is one of the guys that definitely has a chance of beating Louis Bielle-Biarrey or challenging Louis Bielle-Biarrey for the World Player of the Year this year. Moving on to another guy, I've gone for a Springbok player, a fly half. I've gone for Sasha Feinberg and Ngomezulu. Thankfully, they don't really take the club form into consideration because he hasn't really been playing at his best for club level for the Stormers this year. He's been okay. He's had some games where he's done some incredible things individually. But when it comes to the Springboks, he's got a good forward back there. He's got some good players around him. And it kind of gives him more space, more time to do what he needs to do. And that really does help a player like him. I mean, last year, he broke the record for the most points scored ever in a game by a Springbok player, scoring 37 points against Argentina in Durban. I think Springboks won that game 67 points to 30. He was scoring 360 dummy tries. He was scoring tries at will, kicking over the post really accurately as well. I think if he can bring that kind of form into international rugby again this year and do it consistently, then he probably might be the biggest threat to the World Player of the Year for Louis Bielle-Biarrey this year. I think that he probably is the one guy that if he does play at his best, if the Springboks forward pack is doing really well for him, if he has some good time under the ball, and if he's playing at his best, probably is the guy with the best opportunity to challenge Louis Bielle-Biarrey for that World Player of the Year. Now, the way he's been playing now for the Stormers has been okay. He's been good individually. The Stormers kind of whole theme and setup of how they play their style maybe isn't the best for how he does play at international level, but the way he will play at international level will be a lot different with a very dominant forward pack and some guys running around him, some really good hard lines off him. And the thing is, with the Springboks at international level, you have to focus on so many other players, where for the Stormers, they kind of know they have to focus on Sasha and Ngomezulu, they have to focus on Damian Willemse and probably Evan Roos in the forwards. But when it comes to international level, there's so many other guys you have to focus on that can do a lot of game-breaking things that it sometimes gives guys a lot more opportunities to do some really special things. I mean, for example, France, everybody's focusing on Antoine Dupont, but now you have to focus on Mathieu Jalibert as well. You have to focus on Thomas Ramos. You have to focus on Theo Adesogbe, and now you have to focus on Louis Bielle-Biarrey as well. So at some point in the game, if you are putting too much focus on one specific guy, one of those other guys will have an opportunity to do something special. For South Africa, you have to keep an eye on Grant Williams. You have to keep an eye on Peter Steph Tutoy. You have to keep an eye on Sasha Ngomezulu. You have to keep an eye on Damien De Linde, Andre Esterhuizen, Cheslin Colby, Curly Orense, Damian Willemse. You have to keep an eye on all these guys. So when someone does get that kind of opportunity to do something special, they need to take it. And I think Sasha Ngomezulu might just get quite a few opportunities this year. It's going to be very interesting to see if he can carry over last year's form to this year. But if he does, I think he's going to be a firm favourite to be nominated for World Player of the Year. My final player on this list is a guy that's been nominated before. He's been World 15 of the Year. He's made the Team of the Year many times before as the fullback. He's an All Blacks player, and I just think he's spoken about enough. He's spoken about with a really high regard, but I don't think he's spoken about enough as a World Player of the Year. Will Jordan, I mean, this guy's an incredible try scorer. He's an incredible try creator. He's one of the most, I don't know how to explain it. He is literally the absolute human form of slicing a knife through butter. That's exactly what he does all the time for the All Blacks. He is one of their most important players, and I think if he can play at his best this year, and if the All Blacks can really find that next gear for them that we've been missing from them for the last few years, I think he will be the catalyst to make the All Blacks a lot better this year. And I think he honestly could be a guy that could really challenge for the World Player of the Year this year. I know I'm saying a lot of backline players. Of course, I think a guy like Oxenchair could really challenge for it. But I just think with the things Louis Bielle-Biarrey's done this year, Oxenchair has to really be the most dominant he's ever been. And I think Oxenchair has deserved to win it in previous years before. So if he hasn't won it in previous years, I just don't see how he would win it this year with a guy like Louis Bielle-Biarrey being as special as he has been. Because especially with these World Player of the Year things, they really like the things that stand out to the eye, like the incredible tries or the incredible plays that people do. So for Oxenchair being dominant in the scrum, I would love to see Oxenchair one day win a World Player of the Year. And if he could win it this year or next year, that would be absolutely awesome. But to be honest, I just think for a forward to win World Player of the Year this year, when you have guys like Louis Bielle-Biarrey that have done what they've done, it's going to be very difficult this year. If he didn't do exactly what he did in the Six Nations, then I would say I think Oxenchair could probably have a good chance. But Oxenchair's been struggling with a few injuries at the Sharks as well, so he's going to have to come back into his form for the Springboks. And the thing with the Springboks is the same with Sasha and Ngomezulu. I think he might play the whole season, but it seems like they might be sending a B team or a second team or a different team to the Northern Hemisphere at the end of the year. So if that does happen, that significantly decreases their chance of getting chosen for the World Player of the Year. So that could be a really big kind of twist in the whole tale. So if that does happen, then I would automatically kind of take Sasha Ngomazulu out of that. If he's only playing half the Springboks games, then I don't think he would deserve to maybe win World Player of the Year. But if he does play a full season, which I think he will, I think he's the one guy that if they did send a B team over to the Northern Hemisphere, he would still play a lot of games, because he is one of those younger guys that maybe needs a bit more experience, a bit more game time at that level to just get accustomed to it a year out from a World Cup. But please let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Give me your list, your top 5 guys that you think can challenge Louis Bielle-Biarrey for the World Player of the Year. In fact, give me your top 5 rankings for World Player of the Year right now, and give me your predicted rankings as well. It's going to be very different at the end of the year. We got the Springboks versus the All Blacks greatest rivalry tour. That could be absolutely incredible, and that can change the whole landscape of international rugby for this year and next year. It can change absolutely everything. It can change the World Player of the Year, the Nations Championship as well. What happens if France don't play any of their star players throughout the whole Nations Championship away? Does Louis Bielle-Biarrey lose kind of points for that? What happens then? What happens if he only plays the home games in the games in Europe? You have to ask all these questions as well. But if that does happen, I will be making another video talking about that. But right now, Louis Bielle-Biarrey is firmly the number one. Definitely the firm number one for the World Player of the Year. Right now, I've probably got it as Louis Bielle-Biarrey number 1 and Stuart McCloskey number 2, with those Southern Hemisphere guys still to come. And there's some guys I didn't mention as well. I mean, Cheslin Colby's been really fighting for it every single year. Pieter-Steph du Toit is a guy that could honestly be on that list every year. I said Oxenchair as well. Ardie Savea at his best is an absolute freak. Then you have Lester Fainga Anuku, who is a phenomenal rugby player. And then for the Wallabies, you got some really good players as well. But I just think Max Jorgensen is the guy to watch from the Wallabies. Harry Wilson also had a good year last year, but I think there's going to be some very exciting players, some very exciting youngsters coming through as well. I mean, Louis Bielle-Biarrey 23, Max Jorgensen 21, and Sasha Ngomazulu 24. If that doesn't show you that the future of rugby is in good hands, then I don't know what does. But if you did enjoy the content, please don't forget to like and subscribe and leave your thoughts down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.